Hi, my name is Ava. I'm 23. I'm currently a full-time dental hygiene student. I've been crocheting for a little over 3 years. I've been knitting for just under 2, but I really haven't done that much with it, so I'd still say I'm like pretty much a beginner. But I really wanted to make a video for this upcoming project of mine because I've been wanting to do it ever since I started learning how to knit. It caught my eye almost instantly when I saw a post of it, and I got a package earlier in the week, so now I have all the yarn for it, and so I really wanted to start recording the beginning of this project. I already went ahead and knitted the swatch for it, so I can show you guys that, but I got the mohair for it. I feel like when I see these two colors, I just think of like one project, and I already had the wool for it, but I'm knitting the porcelain sweater in the original, well, not wool. The colors I saw the post in were this like cream and the bold blue. So that drew my eye in instantly. I was like, I need that. I want it so bad. I want to get to that level of knitting. It'll also be my first colorwork project, so we'll see how that goes. In my swatch, my tension's like okay. Well, here, I did like a test swatch just to practice color work. And I feel like it looks fine. I think it looks fine. The edges are a little wonky, but I feel like that's just because of the swatch. But then, so I went ahead and knit like the legit swatch. I finished it last night. It's blocked. Don't ask me why it's so big. I don't know why I made it so big, but I feel like for a first-time colorwork project, I think my tension's okay. And I know I'll still be happy with if it's not, you know, perfectly straight or anything like that. Like, it's my first colorwork. What else would you expect? So with this project, I am also making myself learn how to knit continentally. I initially learned English style, and it's what I'm most comfortable with now, but it just seemed, the method of holding yarn in both your right and your left just seemed very efficient, and so I really wanted to make myself learn how to do it. So that's what I'm going to attempt with this project. I am going to sit down. I do have the time today to sit down and start, so I actually am going to start knitting the sweater today. My swatch is, I'm like 1 stitch too many in the gauge, and I think I don't care that much. I think it'll be okay. I don't feel like sizing up a whole nother like half needle size and doing a whole nother gauge swatch. So I'm just gonna leave it. It's 1 stitch. I think I'm gonna, like, me in the future is gonna look back on this and like if I somehow mess up this whole sweater just because I ignored my 1 stitch off with the gauge, that'll be funny. But so I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna do 4mm for the color work and for the regular stockinette. So hopefully that all works out. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna start knitting today and take you along with me and see how it goes. So basically, I had too much faith in my counting abilities. slash knitting abilities in general. I don't know. I ended up with 12 extra stitches somehow. So I'd started the color work and you're supposed to end in a specific spot, and I did not end in the specific spot. So I was like, why is this happening? Like, how can I fix this? And then I went back and counted all my stitches, and I somehow had 12 more stitches. So somewhere between casting on for like the angled shoulders, somehow I messed that up. I genuinely don't know. Like, I was trying to think, and then I was like, I don't want to waste brain power thinking about how I messed up because I'm just gonna have to take it back anyway. So we are restarting the sweater. I'm okay with it because I was only really working on it for like 2 days, but I was proud of how far I got. Like, I'll try. Like, I got pretty far for 2 days work, for me at least. And it's looking really nice. And I have to rip it all back. But, you know, I'm okay with it because I'm really happy working on it. So, like, it's fun to work on right now, so I still want to be knitting. So, like, redoing it doesn't, like, harsh my vibe or whatever. But, yeah, big mistake number 1. I'm sure there'll be more, but, so yeah, just a little update in that retrospect. So we'll be starting again. Don't know when, maybe tomorrow, but, yep, time to try again. Here she is up close. I think she's looking really good so far. And I'm still really excited to work on her, but it is her time to go. Sat down and talked about my progress on this project in a hot minute because I went on my winter break for school from like mid-December to mid-January. I didn't work on it the entire time. I just like wasn't feeling it. But literally the day before I came back to school, I decided to just do a couple rounds, and I was having so much fun. And then I was like, if I had been working on this the entire month, I could have made so much more progress. But it's whatever. I've made a lot since then. A lot of progress since then. I originally was thinking, oh, maybe I'll record an update every time I finish a ball of yarn. And then the first time I finished a ball of yarn after I thought that, I was like, oh, I'm not feeling it. I'll like do it in a little bit. And then like I kept finishing more balls of yarn and it just never happened. So I was like, okay, scratch that. Not doing that, I guess. But I think the last thing I showed you, I was doing the stockinette portion for after the first band of color work, and now I'm on to the last band of color work. Let me see. See, I don't have like the long cord of stitch holders, and when I just put the stoppers it came with on, it still like it bunches it all up, and I'm scared. I'm just scared my stitches are gonna fall off because that happened to me once while I was trying to try it on. And so I haven't tried to try it on since then. I should really just buy stitch holders. But I'm like, she's looking like a real sweater. Wow. Oh my god. But yeah, since then, like since I started working on it more, I've been like flying through it. And I started this last band of color work 2 days ago, and I'm I'm like halfway done. I think I have 12 or 13 more rows before I do the little bit and then start the ribbing. But oh my god, it's looking like a real sweater now. And I can't wait. I'm scared for the sleeve decreases because I don't know, I've like seen things on Ravelry where people have had issues trying to figure it out. So I'm hoping I can find someone's notes and kind of just follow what they did, or, you know, work it out myself. But she's looking real swell, real great. Not to like toot my own horn, but I am really proud of myself so far. I just think like my stitches and my tension has turned out really nice, even unblocked, like I'm still in the process of making it, because this is my first colorwork project and I'm counting it as like my first legit sweater because I made a Wool in the Gang kit, but I really hated the construction of it. It was just very odd. So this is like the first legit, like, oh, top down, yada yada, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm just really proud of how it's been going. And it just motivates me even more to like get to the end and see what it'll look like all completed. So there's a little bunching between each colorwork section, but I think with blocking that'll go away. And here's how far I've gotten with the third section. Hopefully after I finish the ribbing, I'll pick up stitches for the neckline and do that before I do the sleeves. But here she is as a whole so far. So I did realize sitting down and setting up my phone to film this, it looks like Christmas is right around the corner, but no, it's actually May. So disregard that. It is not. We are not in December right now, but looking at my couch, you cannot tell. So this is also super random and not related to my porcelain sweater at all, but I'm really excited about it, so I just want to show you guys. So I went to Barnes & Noble today, and so originally I went in to get two things. I had a plan, but knowing me, even if I go in there with a plan, I'm going to come out with other things I was not expecting to get. So I originally went in to get book 3 and 4 of the, I think it's just called, yeah, the Bridge Kingdom series. So I read the first two, the Bridge Kingdom and the Traitor Queen, and like I devoured it. I really enjoy it. It's not like, oh my god, I'm in love with them, but I did really enjoy it. So I was like, okay, I definitely want to own the series. Let me just get the rest, or at least the next couple. So success with that. I got The Inadequate Heir and The Endless War. And then, while I was just browsing around, there's been this book. I'm like the kind of person, if it's not in store, I don't want to order it online from them. I'll just wait till like I see it. So it's kind of like, oh, it was meant to be. I finally found it. So this book called The Phoenix King, I've been looking for in stores for like, I don't know, 2 years at this point. And whenever they offered like, oh, we can just order it online, I'm like, no, that's okay. And then finally, there was one copy. I'm so excited. So yeah, I definitely was like, okay, I'll just get it. It feels like it was meant to be. So I got that. And then last thing, I got volume 1 of Punch Drunk Love, which I've already read the series, but I loved it so much. It was so funny that I was just like, I need a physical copy. So here we are. So mini rant over about the books, but yeah, I was just really excited about my little outing today. Okay, so I'm almost done with my first sleeve. So I kind of thought I would just talk to you guys about it because I basically haven't really followed any instructions on the sleeve because it came to my attention based off the notes I was reading on Ravelry that the pattern doesn't really line up if you follow the decreases and whatnot. Basically, if you follow the directions, the color work doesn't line up and it's like pretty obvious. So like you can probably tell I did it right here. I'm really just flying by the seat of my pants here. I'm listening to whatever I feel inside and we're seeing how so far it's going well, in my opinion. But I did do some decreases, not the decreases the way they were specified to do in the pattern. So I did that here. Like this one is really obvious, this one kind of, but not really. And then I was supposed to do decreases in the plain stockinette section, but I didn't do that, so I ended up with like for this pattern, it's like a repeat of 10 stitches. So I didn't do any decreases. So I have 80 on here. So I can successfully do this colorwork chart without having it like look messed up when it comes to the end of the round. So I'm gonna stick with that because I really don't like how this looks. And I know it's like what I did since I didn't explicitly follow the directions to begin with, but I really don't like how that looks. And so I'm not gonna I tried it on before and I really don't want the sleeve to get any tighter than it was either. So no more decreases at this point. I'll see how I feel after I finish the last band of colorwork, because I don't know if I want to do any decreases before the ribbing. So we'll see about that. Yeah, so basically TLDR, not following any of the instructions for the sleeve really, but this is going so fast. I basically did this in 2 sittings and I might be able to do the next one the same way so I can see myself. I want to be finishing this around June, which would be very ideal. Finishing a sweater in summer when I can totally wear it. But all I have left to do is the 2 sleeves. So I'm making really good progress. So here's the first. Here's what it's looking like. So yeah, I forgot to record anything for the neckline because I was actually in Delaware with my grandmother. But that went really smoothly. That was also super easy. Also came out exactly how I wanted it to. Like, that is the chunky collar of my dreams. And I wanted a collar more close into the neck. I saw a lot of examples of other people's projects where it was definitely more loose and like closer, like more out that way. But I knew I wanted it to be more tight. And I think I achieved that. So I'm very pleased with that. I think that's all my updates for now. Yeah, hopefully I'll finish this sleeve maybe within the next couple days. That would be ideal. The ribbing will definitely be way less of a slog. This ribbing killed me. This took ages. I took a lot of breaks, but this took a very long time. And I'm glad I got it out of the way before doing any of these other little bits and bobbles like the sleeve and the neckline, because now it just feels like I'm so close to the finish line. But so yeah, big update, and hopefully I'll be able to show you the final thing soon. The day has finally come. I have a finished porcelain sweater. I'm getting ready to block it because obviously I want to see what it looks like right away. And I got these as a gift and I've only used them for a swatch so far, so I haven't used them for like a big project. I have my mats that I'm gonna use, and obviously I'll show you what it looks like on me unblocked and all like the changes I hope happen to it throughout the blocking process. So yeah, here she is. I swear to God, if you get makeup on you, I'm gonna kill you. Let's not talk about this. Okay. Here she is. It might look a little silly because of the shirt I have underneath of it, but I'm pretty happy with the sleeve length. I'm hoping it'll grow
a little bit, and obviously I can stretch that with blocking. And then I want to make the bottom ribbing stretch so it doesn't cinch in. And then you can kind of see, like, I was silly. I made the executive decision not to size up a needle size, or, you know, the half needle size, whatever, for the color work. And I don't know if this is a direct result, most likely contributes to it, but like the color work bands, they cinch in a bit. You can see it on the body and the sleeves. So I'm hoping to just kind of compensate for that while blocking to make it more like boxy and not like squiggly. So, but yeah, here she is. I'm super happy with the fit pre-blocking. So I think we can only go upwards from here. Good sweater suit. This is going to be the final review / final specs of my project. If it wasn't obvious by now, I knit the porcelain sweater by Knit, and I used tin pure Gint and tin silk mohair from Santa's Garn. I used the jolly blue as for both the wool and the mohair, and then for this I used, I think this one was oatmeal and this one was almond, and this is all I have left. I mean, like, it's kind of a lot in my opinion. I started out, I got 2 balls of each mohair color, and I got 5 balls. I mean, wait, I got, yes, 2 balls of this mohair, 2 balls of this wool, 5 balls of this, and 5 balls of this. So 5 balls of the mohair, 5 balls of the wool. And this is all I have left of the oatmeal and the almond, which this is kind of a lot to me. And then I got through the full body and all of one sleeve with just 1 ball of mohair and 1 ball of wool. So I have a lot of this left, so I'm really gonna have to figure out what to do with that. I've seen other podcasters, knitting podcasters, be transparent about like pricing for their sweater, so I thought I would do that too because I like the transparency of it. So I wrote it down. The mohair, so in total, 7 balls of mohair was $98, and my 7 balls of wool was $56. So in total, I spent $154 on the sweater, which I feel like it tracks. I used not very cheap yarn for this. I wanted to use what the original creator used because I loved how the pictures looked. I officially started this project on November 8th of 2024, and I finished it on June 17th of 2025. So it took me a good chunk of time. It was a very on and off process. I genuinely, at one point, I mentioned I didn't work on it for maybe a month and a half straight. So very on and off. I got there in the end. I was really wanted to see the end result, and it's over there. So that's why I'm like looking over there. As I'm filming this, we're actually in the beginning of like a heat wave. So I'll try it on later and then insert the footage. But here is the blocked out sweater, fully blocked out. It's a beautiful drape, like literally exactly what I wanted. When I first like tried this on after it was done drying from blocking, I was basically speechless because I was like, it turned out exactly what I wanted. The sleeves were where I wanted them to fall. The ribbing draped beautifully. It didn't cinch in anywhere. Like, this wasn't really tight anymore. I could like slide it over my head now. And I'm just so happy. And I'm like, I almost can't believe that I did this, even though like I put in the work, I took my time, I made it right, like, and now here we are with a beautiful finished object. So yeah, I will say I do agree with some of the opinions about this pattern, that it's not as clear as it could be. I do agree with that. I haven't followed enough patterns to have like a good knowledge of like good pattern versus bad pattern, but overall I was able to follow it. I was able to figure out things on my own and was able to get this beautiful object out of it. So basically this is the end of my project vlog because we have a finished object. And funny thing, I had another whip while making this, so I really want to finish that as my next project. And the funny thing is it's another sweater. So I've actually worked a bit through an Olga sweater. So this is the next thing I want to finish. And I'm not gonna make a project vlog about that because obviously I'm halfway through the body, like I've done a lot of the work already. But on to the next one basically. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.